What's up? What's up? Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending on what time of the day it is that you're watching this. I'm going to get into this NAS trade breakdown and how we got into this 70,000 pips on NAS. Okay, so this trade did happen yesterday afternoon, more towards the midday of New York session. Okay, so let's get into the trade. I'm going to break it down. We're going to go over my strategy and a couple of different other strategies and show you that pretty much know when to walk away. I got messaged and asked, the market was so bad the last couple of days. How do you trade? Well, it really is perspective. So let me just start off by saying I am a full-time trader. I left my job in 2021, and I've been a full-time trader ever since, primarily. Also, I have other streams of income, of course, but also I want to let you guys know that I create software. So the software takes emotion out of trading and it helps me to stick to my discipline. That's one of the main reasons I like software. Now, this is not going to be a pitch to software, but I have to talk about it because it's how I got to trade. But I'm also going to show you some of the common modern day strategies that people are using to take these trades. And I'm also going to show you some simple ways that you could have took this trade as well. So hopefully you enjoyed this video, and leave a comment. Let me know what strategy you guys are using and which one you think you messing with the most. I'm going to explain mine and defend mine against the other strategies. However, though, all of them pretty much work if you just have the knowledge. So let's get into the video. Okay, so let's break it down. So the first entry we see right on this chart, as you can see, we caused some drops, and the NAS has been dropping for a while. Let's zoom out for that. You get the clearer picture. I'm on a 1 hour chart. For those who don't understand why I trade the 1 hour chart, I'm going to explain that right now. I'm on a 1 hour chart because I simply do not like to sit on my charts for a long time. I know that guys like trading and girls like trading the 5 and 15-minute charts, even the 1 minute chart. Yes, cool. Whatever works. I'm not here to hate on y'all or knock y'all. But what I am here to say is I like to take my trade, set my discipline up, turn it into a strategy, give it a code, make it a robot, and let the robot trade for me. I just manage the trade. Like when I think the trade is going in a certain direction and the robot is taking the same trade that I'm thinking of, because I have the same strategy, obviously, I let it take the trade. If I don't agree with it or the market is doing something where it's manipulating that trade, I close the trade. It's that simple. Robots will only do what they're told to do, so they can lose trades as well. I'm not going to sit up here and lie and say, turn on a robot, you get rich. That's not true, because the market is not going to let no one just sit up here and get rich, okay? It's going to do what it has to do to secure the bag, just like you are doing what you have to do, obviously, right? So I'm just kicking it real with y'all. So let's break it down. So we saw the trend direction starting to change on NAS towards the beginning of the week, right? Now, for people who use supply and demand or high and low, you probably would have caught the best trade. Now, I know with high and lows, people tend to do patterns. They do this like high today, low today. People trade that. I know that strategy, right? I don't particularly look for that strategy because that strategy works, but here's the problem with that. You have to wait for the setup. Now, I'm going to show you where the supply and demand trade was the best entry to me for this buy that I took. It was the like sniper entry, that strategy right here. This was a demand area that was created at the low of the day. So you had the lowest low, the low of the day, and a demand trade. So you had three confluences that this buy was valid. So this would have been a good trade to take, okay? Now, that was your first setup, but here's the catch, right? Price tried to come back down, but here's the thing about people who don't have patience, right? If you know that the price is going down, how would you know the difference? Well, we have my ADR in the corner. My ADR would have let me know that the price was exhausted for the day, because I would have looked at the average daily range. Then I would have looked at the pip count and said, hey, wait a minute. We hit our average daily range. This ain't going to go no much further for the day. But it actually did, because you see it bounced off, okay? How would you know when these moves are going to happen? Well, that's where fundamentals come into play. I hear a lot of people talk about supply and demand, this and fair value gap, that. No disrespect to these people, but I don't ever hear them talk about the news, guys. You gotta filter in news. News is gonna affect what happens with pairs like NAS because it's stocks. Okay, so if you have any kind of news coming out, it's gonna make this price swing. And there we go. We got news, and guess what? We hit a demand area, and this pair took off. Okay, now it did the typical things that you like to see from other strategies. We got our demand area, right? Let's mark these zones up, okay? And pardon me, the chart is a little bit laggy. You know how they like to do me, right? When it's really my fault. If you look to the bottom of my MT4, I have like 50 pairs running, which is not recommended for people who don't use software. but I can handle it because the software is managing my trades. Okay, so don't try to be like me. Just understand that's why my MT4 lags. The brokers don't like when you do that much trading. They don't. But anyway, I digress. So there's another demand area. So we pull back. Notice this whole time now it's a lower low, right? It's a higher high, higher high, higher high, higher high. Okay, so pay attention to this because this is the things that you people look at. I don't necessarily look for these moves, but these are good confluences for people who are not using indicators. So I'm not gonna knock it. You know, whatever's gonna work to get you that trade, you take it. Okay, so higher high, right? See, we got to the low, then it started creating a higher high, and that's really up here, the higher high. But I'm just showing y'all how it kept going up. You see, it kept creating demand areas as it was going up. It kept bouncing into an area, and it started buying. It started buying. It started buying. Okay, so as you can see on a 1 hour, this is a very much more respected demand zone because you see it. It's very clean and clear. Okay, so these zones are respected because they're so clean. Now, where we enter, let's talk about these two entries because these are the entries that my robot took. Okay, so we're gonna go over these entries versus these other entries, and I'm gonna explain what the difference was and why I felt more comfortable taking this entry that I took right here because this is the trade I took. So let's explain it. Why did I not take this trade? Well, you want to let some of this stuff pass because if you pay attention, right, even though your TP didn't get hit, you're probably going to trail or you're going to do something of the likes, right? And if you're doing that, it's going to keep pulling back on you. You want to kind of see it take off. You know, I'm trading the breakout. That's what I'm particularly looking for. That's the move that I like because that move is going to give you this many pips. So how did I get this result? Well, let's break it down. Okay, so we had the entry right here. But hey, Jimmy, why'd you enter all the way up here instead of down here? Well, I'm going to explain this. What you want to do when you see these type of trades occurring, right? You want to make sure that it clears the area, guys. So we talked about higher highs, right? Higher highs, right? So what was the perfect entry? This candle right here, let's zoom in. It closed above. See? So let's show you we showed you the demand. Let's show you the supply areas. If you're paying attention, this is a supply area. This is a supply area. So what we want to see is we want to see price break above that in order to know that the trend is changing completely. Okay, we got our confirmation right here, but then we pulled back. See this nasty pullback, and it pulled back just enough. And this is where the market manipulates, guys. It pulled back just enough to hit a stop loss. Because if you were stopping this trade, right, if you were going to take this demand trade setup, because this is where they get their money. Say you take this demand trade setup, right? Let's just say you enter here, right? This would have been the way the robot would have entered. It would have entered at the close of the candle, unless you tell it to do different. I have it set up to enter at the close. You can set it up to hit it at touch. You can set it up to just take the trade as soon as this is happening. The robot will allow you to do that, but I don't recommend you do that, okay? Unless you're a professional. You knew this was happening, okay? Unless you mastered the news and everything. So let's stay on track. And then it would have pulled back on you. Now, say you entered here. Your stop loss would have been down here probably. This is more than likely where you would have put your stop loss. Somewhere around here. And you see the wick went clearly through this area, right? This is demand trade too. Boom. It took off from here. It took off from here. So you were safe on this one. You were safe on this one. Because this was the start of the trend happening. This is the normal move I tell people to take. This is the move I normally tell people to take. And I did take this trade. Don't get me wrong. I did. And I trailed it and got stopped out in profit. Okay, so that's what happened with the initial trade. But this is the one I wanted. I wanted this one where it broke structure. Okay, so we were creating higher highs as we were going up. But this candle closed above this high. And it was time to go, guys. Do y'all understand? This is why I always tell y'all, let the trade happen with the candle close. That's the safest entry. And we took this entry and boom, we never looked back. So look how long we've been going up. We've been going up for 2 days now. Okay. So we know that this is the trade we want, and we took the trade that we wanted. So this is why I tell you guys to know when to walk away. And what do I mean by that? I mean, if you don't see the setup that you want, when the person asks me, hey, the market is trash, what do? You don't trade. Okay, it's that simple. You know, I trade every day because I'm using robots. I have no emotions. I check the news, If the news is telling me that there's going to be volatility in the pair, and I see that that volatility is going to enter the market at a certain time of the day, I watch my price, and I always watch this ADR. I keep telling y'all about this. So I watch the average daily range, and when the news affects and it starts moving, I know, hey, that's fake because we already reached the ADR. Now news will exceed the ADR, which it did yesterday. Nas superseded its ADR yesterday. But I knew that. I knew it was news. That's why I said, hey, I'm riding this all the way out. This yellow candle, this yellow candle is where the high of the day was broken. We created a high and it broke. And it broke to the upside. That's why this is yellow. All of this is giving us confirmation from the trading system, which is the Pyrex vision system, that, it's a go, guys. My system works. Now, you could trade these supply and demands, these gaps, all of it works. I'm not here to tell you that nothing works, but like I said, this is the safe entry that I know. This is how I'm able to get the amount of pips that I'm getting. This is what I call the TGO method. And you got all these other methods, banking methods, the ITCs. I'm not here to compete with any of that. I'm just telling you my method. This is how I do it. This is what I took years to study and learn, and this is how I'm able to come to the market and produce this kind of trade. Now, before I go, I do want to talk about the broker I'm using, because this was also something that got sent to me. So Hugo's Way. I'm on Hugo's Way right now. I took my money out of the Hugo's Way account. I left a little bit in it, right? And not nothing major, trust me, not nothing big, not nothing to brag about. But what I will say to let people know about Hugo's Way is they clearly did do something. Something did happen. I got a message saying, and this is all alleged, right? Because I don't know if it's true or not, because I got a screenshot of an email. I got a screenshot of an email saying that Hugo's Way lost their MetaTrader license and they will not be on MetaTrader 4. And the email says that it was because of some kind of breach where too many people tried to enter at the same time. Something to the effect of it caused some kind of glitch that caused MetaTrader, MetaQuotes, to ban them. So they came back with a new name, guys. So something did occur, because now they're called Global Liquidity Live, which I'm going to be honest with y'all, I don't know if I like them calling me that. Because global liquidity, that what they getting? These brokers getting bold. What they trying to say, man? You trying to call us liquidity, man? We global liquidity. So anyway, I'm not going to promote the broker. I do have a referral link from them, but I never really post. I put it in the description, but I never talk about it because I had like some funny experiences with them. However, when it came to getting payouts, I did get my payouts from them. I never really had a problem with the payouts. I have funny things happen where they make you go through these loops to get the payout, and sometimes it takes a little longer than it's supposed to. But I never had a thing where they didn't give it to me. However, though, I did have situations where trades would just disappear off my chart. Because if I show you my trade log, I have logged in trades that I recorded that are not there, and I will leave and come back, and the trades will be closed. And I would be like, "What happened to the trade?" And I would contact them. Now, I hear these things about the customer service. However, for me, I do the live chat with them, and whenever I live chat with them, they pretty much get right back to me, and I talk to them. And when I talk to them, they act like they have no clue what I'm talking about. And I'm like, look, I recorded the trade. So they do their little funny stuff. However, though, this is not to defend them. All of them do it. I've had bad experiences with every broker that I used where something funny has happened. So I don't like to get on here and bash, because I don't want to seem like that one guy saying this and then everybody else is having a perfect trading experience, because I don't understand how all these other traders are just on YouTube, hey, my broker's the best. I'm like, wait a minute. If I'm trading the way I'm trading and you got so many subscribers that are signing up, and I know you're getting your money, we talk about it, I'm not here to bash, right? But how will you not have any experiences that I'm having? So I just be so confused about that, because I wonder why I'm the only one who's experiencing this. At least I feel like I'm the only one talking about it. But I've had a bad experience with every broker. Onanda is cool, but the problem with Onanda for me, and it's not Onanda, it's me. I'm the problem with Onanda. Onanda is it doesn't let me trade as much. You gotta have a lot of money in your account to take the trades I take on these offshore brokers, because they will not allow you to overtrade like this. And they are doing that, to make sure that you don't cook them and that you don't get cooked. But it's really more to make sure you don't cook them, because you can't take trades in different directions, and you can't take multiple trades. And even with the prop firms, I found out some interesting information about that. I found out what's going on with the prop firms and when you start getting flagged by them. So somebody sent me some information about what's going on and how they flag you and what amount makes them trigger you. I found out a lot of information now. I don't know if I'm ready to share that, but I will share it with people who are interested. But I don't know if I'm willing to make a video talking about that because it was told to me in confidence. But they told me I could post it information, but they gave me the dollar amount, like what puts you on a red, what puts you on the target block for them, like what does what and where and how it triggers what, the profiles and stuff. Like someone gave me this information and it was very intriguing. Even at EA, they told me the amount of money the EA has to make before they block it. I have all that information now, so it's good to have people, you know, you could talk to behind the scenes. But I don't want to make them think that, hey, I'm a whistleblow them and everything, so I won't say who or what. But just know that pretty much all the brokers are doing some kind of nonsense. All right, now why am I not fazed by it? Because it's business. I know that they got to make their money. At the end of the day, you just have to be careful. Like I tell y'all, you listen to these YouTubers who say don't use indicators. Well, look at my trade. Look at my NAS trade right now. Ask them to show you their NAS trade. I won't even show you what was made on the trade. But look at what I'm doing and look at what they're doing. So there's a difference. There's like we're not in the same conversation, okay? Also, you should just look at my Discord. It's free to join my Discord. If you go in there and look at what other people are posting, now don't get me wrong, it's not thousands of people on my Discord, but just look at what other people are posting. So there's some trading going on, you know what I mean? But like I said, there's a lot of fishy things on YouTube. So I try to make these videos to kind of show y'all that just keep your head on the swivel, trade, you know, perfect your skill, and you'll be okay. You'll make it through the bad brokers, the bad prop firms. You'll be able to still make your money and everything. I don't come on here like, hey, you're never going to make $1 because of your broker. That's just simply not true. They have to pay people in order to do business. So I'm not going to bash the broker, but at the end of the day, understand the broker got to make money too. You know, I have an understanding of both sides of the story. But I'm going to defend y'all because, hey, if you work a 9 to 5, you don't want to, you got bills, you got family, you know, you might not have kids, but you might have a girl, you might have a mortgage, you might have a car note, you know, you got bills. You don't want to be sent up here getting finessed because you didn't know. Because I don't know if the YouTubers who teach artists know everything and how deep this goes. Because when they get picked by a broker, the broker's giving them favorable trading conditions and telling them, hey, we're going to give all your subscribers that. But is it true? That's a whole nother story. But go to my last 2 videos if y'all want to get more information on that, okay? So I just wanted to talk about the Hugo's Way because it was pointed out to me a day ago that Hugo's Way was in trouble. And yes, I can confirm when I woke up yesterday, they had a new name. So if you look at the top of my chart, this is a Hugo's Way Live account. And it has Global Liquidity Live as the broker name now. So that's very interesting. That's very, very interesting to me. So yeah, I will not continue to promote that broker. I never really did, but I am using a broker, and I will say that I haven't really had too many bad experiences as far as compared to me using Hanko Trade, KOT4, Hugo's Way. What other brokers am I using? I'm using FTMO, Super 8, Trader's Way. I'm using a lot of brokers, guys, and I keep at least 4 MT4s open running on 4 different accounts at the same time. And I do that for a particular reason, and I'll make a separate video. This is how you could kind of protect yourself from the broker manipulation. And I'll break that down. If y'all want to see that video, let me know if you made it to the end. Because I don't want to be making these videos and putting them out there and people don't watch them. But if you want me to break down how I protect myself from the broker finesse, because I see it sometimes and I have it recorded, I will make that video. So yeah, Hugo's Way did have something going on because clearly something happened. I can't say that it was not true. And you won't find me defending the broker, even though I do have an affiliate link with them. My affiliate link is just for you to sign up. It's not for any extra commissions. You're supposed to legally explain that stuff when you post these type of things on YouTube. You could lose your channel behind that and get in a lot of trouble. So I'm telling y'all my link is that if you want it. But at the end of the day, something's going on. So I'm not going to sit up and say, hey, sign up anyway, man. Sign up, man. I get a commission. Sign up. Lose that trade. I get paid. I'm not going to do that because at the end of the day, something did happen. They clearly have a new name because it used to say Hugo's Way LTD, and then it would say Hugo's Way Live. Now it says Global Liquidity Live. So they have a new server, and it's very easy to do this because I tell people you have to be careful with trading because they could put you on a server where the conditions are different. They could add slippage. They could move the spread whenever they want. They can do a lot of things to you guys. So if you don't want to use software, that's fine. But I recommend you do, because you will always be able to catch these things that's happening. So if you don't want to use it, hey, fine. But hey, it's up to you. You know, it's your life. Live it how you want. So for the person who asks me, what do you do when the market is bad or is bad the last couple of days? The market's never bad for me because I'm using software. I hate to keep saying that to y'all, but when y'all sitting up there trying to force a trade, don't force a trade. Even if you have a robot, if you think the market is doing bad, your psychology is already telling you that, you know, expect bad things. Don't trade like that. Don't trade when your mind is thinking that way, because you're allowing those bad things to happen, and you're already excusing the loss of the trade when you should just not take the trade. Sometimes you just gotta know when to walk away, because if you have a mindset that that's what's happening and you still want to trade and you're manually hitting the button, you ain't even using the robot, you're gambling. So you have a gambler's mindset. So you definitely want to not trade. You definitely want to condition yourself not to think that way and be that way, okay? So hopefully this video was helpful to y'all. And this is how I made 75,000 pips on NAS in one day. Also, for the people that are going to go, that's not 75,000. It's 7,500 pips, okay? For the people who don't think I know the difference between pips and points, because some point dexter will say that out there in the comments, or be sharing the video to my, yo, haha, this guy's not a real trader, you don't know what he's talking about. Yes, okay, so this is what I did on a live account, okay? All right.